Let's talk about levels of love. Love is self-giving. We're starting there, we're going to end here. Love, you love most completely when you give most of yourself. We're free to love, but we don't think so. We have spiritual energy within us which wants to expand everywhere from time to time, but we get the habit of our consciousness going out to the skin and no farther than the skin. I recall Baba Haridas talking about birds sit in a cage. You open the door. For some birds, they don't fly. They're used to their space. They don't fly out into the room or into the sky. We're like that bird. We tend to get a sense of how much to be expansive, how far to go. And so we sit on our cage. We think this cage is the size of our life, of our permission to live. So how do we, instead of being stuck with body consciousness, how do we become aware that we're vast spirit? The spirit within us is also everywhere. Well, the recommendation is love. Learn to love. Live in love. It can't help it. It is expansive. It just radiates. So, a person who practices bhakti yoga becomes free to have spirit move far and farther and farther. Sri Yukteswar, the great yogi who wrote The Holy Science, that's what yoga is. It's a holy science. It's spiritual awareness proceeding in a scientific way because you have to experience each step or you don't know it. Just a theory won't do. You have to experience yoga to be a yogi. Otherwise, you're a student, and that's fine, or a seeker. Sri Yukteswar, yoga is cultivation of the heart's true feeling. He said, yoga, as we do yoga, in any path of yoga, we're cultivating the heart's true feeling, which is love. That's a beautiful way of thinking of love. Cultivation of the heart's true feeling. So let's look at some subtle understandings of love. I learned these particular appreciations of love in the 1970s. It was a long time ago, but also I waited a long time in my life to learn these distinctions. So let's make these distinctions now and see how much you're loving, because it's wonderful to be free through bhakti yoga to love, freer and freer. The first one is, very often, I'll love you if I can get what I want out of the relationship. I love you in order to get. And as long as the getting is good, I keep loving you. But if I don't like what I'm getting, or if I stop getting what I want, if I stop loving, that's the first kind of primitive kind of love. Love in order to get. So that's kind of shocking to think love is so selfish, but that's what we're saying. That's selfish love. All right, now let's say we become more sophisticated in our loving. We are wise, we're mature. We work out a relationship. We get good trades. I give to you what you want, and you give to me what I want, and we keep that going. That's called trading love. We're in love. We're having a loving relationship because the trade is good. We're both satisfied with what we get. And that's a good love, but it's still a bit self-centered. Self-giving plus, as long as this trade we've got going is satisfactory to you and to me, we'll keep it up. But you know you're in a trading love when either party is unhappy with what they're getting. I give so much, you give so little. Heard that before? I'm unsatisfied with the trade, and we're not going to trade anymore. Or maybe you better come across with more, because I'm giving way more than you are, so unless you can shape up, and it's a good trade again, it's over. So that's the second level of basic love. Love is happening as long as the trade is good. Then there is, I love you and you're not giving me back much love at all, but I enjoy loving you. Even if it's a bad trade, I enjoy loving you, and I don't want to stop loving you because I feel good when I'm loving you. So I'm going to love you even if you're one of those men in the movies who are not good to their companions. They just take and don't give. No trade there. It may have been a trade to begin with. But I'm still going to love you because I feel awful when I'm not loving. I need to love somebody. I don't want to quit loving. I need you around, even if you're lousy, or so unfair, or so unaware. I just need to love. So I'm going to keep loving you despite the fact you don't deserve it. I'm going to love you because I need somebody to love. Why am I loving you? Because I'm enjoying loving you. And I get benefit. I feel alive loving you. So that's called love of love. I'm in love with love itself, but there's no good trade going on here. And it's not exactly unselfish because I'm loving you because I am enjoying it. I am, That's why I keep intruding on you, because I enjoy loving you. So I'm still getting personal enjoyment out of love. And then there's the fourth level. I love you because I can't help loving everybody. I live in love. I can think clearly, I can have common sense, I can realize the trade's bad there, but I'm not going to be self-destructive. I'm going to be wise, but I'm going to recognize God is love, Spirit is love. I live in love. There's love everywhere. And I accept this love from everywhere. Love from Spirit, love from God. So that is total self-giving. That's the fullness of the love action. When you just live in love, whatever happens, you're still in love. Now, that's hard to do in a war. But there are some great saints who have lived in love, loved everybody while in a war. Makes you stop and think and recognize who the saints are. So, looking at your love, are you in love? Is love flowing in you? Are you in a loving relationship? If you are, what would you say about it? Are you getting considerable from loving? Or is it a good trade? Is it constructive, a good trade? Or is it love unreciprocated, but you enjoy loving so much that you keep loving? Or fourth, are you just alive in love? No matter the consequence. You love because That's who you are. That's the self-giving love in fullness. You live in love. Now, there, of course, are yoga practices to help you free the love, live in love no matter what. And I'd like to tell you about each one. We're talking about the bird in the cage and flying free. Let your love fly free. Just discover the dimensions that you have available to you instead of the ones you presume. So the practices are as follows, and these are famous yoga meditations. The original one involved a lark, but perhaps you don't have larks. Maybe you have eagles. Anyway, think of a bird that's great at flying. Think you are that bird in the blue heavens, and just feel your awareness flying free, like a bird in the sky. High, low, twists, turns, just frolicking, delighting, soaring, descending. Just think of yourself as a bird flying free in a vast, infinite blue sky. It frees your consciousness. It helps to free you in order to help you love. It frees your emotional state, your mental state, for this freedom and this vastness. So, why don't you practice the bird in the sky? The original practice is lark in the sky, and I have seen why, because it's so beautiful over there in Europe, watching larks fly. It's just gorgeous. But we've got gorgeous birds here. So take a bird of your choice and just close your eyes, sit in meditation, and feel that you are flying free for as long as you want, as far as you want, in any configurations you want. A bird flying free. And then just turn me off and practice this. When you come back, I'll show you the next one. Enjoy. Welcome back. Did you have a good flight? Fly every day. It's just so beneficial emotionally. And you'll find it so much easier to love when you do the bird in the sky. Well, some people prefer, instead of a bird in the sky, a fish in the ocean. Some yogis say, a fish in an ocean of bliss, if you wish. But just think of yourself as a fish, not soaring at a huge rate of speed, but just kind of joyfully, pleasantly swimming anywhere you want, in any manner you want, just a very comfortable swimming in the infinite. Infinite ocean or infinite nectar, infinite bliss. And you will prefer one or the other of these, the bird or the fish. Some people just love the fish because they get to feel more bliss when they do the fish. But, and more clarity when they do the bird. But what you do is you get in meditation form, meditation posture, and you think of yourself as a fish free to swim in an infinite ocean at any pace, in any manner you choose. The fish in the ocean is another way to get free mentally and emotionally, to love and to be. So turn me off. This is the end of this talk, and just go ahead and be in the fish mode as long as you like and as often as you like. Bless you.